Is automation going to replace humans within our business? This is a question that's been asked for a while now. My name is Matt Reiner, and today I want to talk with you about some research that our team has done on how other industries were impacted by automation within their industry, both on the servicing or the output and also with regards to employees. Automation is this trend that's been talked about within wealth management recently to help firms create efficiencies. But there's really two camps of individuals that are looking at automation. Some are fearful that automation is going to replace them. So they want to hold back on adopting this new innovative technology that's allowing for automating menial mundane tasks because they're worried that they're going to be replaced. But that's not the case, which I'll get back to in a second. Then there's this other group of individuals that are saying, well, how is automation going to impact my client and the client experience and the client servicing, because this is such a white glove service model that we have? Is it going to lessen that? And I say to both of those, right? Replacing the humans. Humans do some amazing things really, really well. And technology does some menial, repetitive things really, really well. And what automation can do is elevate humans. And then on the other side, to the client experience, there's ways to elevate client experience beyond these menial mundane tasks that automation can perform. So those are some myths in the industry, but let's look at some of the data that was from other industries that can help us better understand how automation and robotics impacted areas where they thought it was going to be detrimental. The first area that I always like to look at is automotive industry. The automotive industry is ripe for automation. Think about it, an assembly line, right? We used to have humans at every step of the assembly line. With the innovation of robotics, automation was something that was really easy to implement into the assembly line to help create efficiencies. And when you think about that, you think about displacing humans and jobs and what happened in the automotive industry. And so let's look at some of the stats from the automotive side. In 1995, there was 1.24 million employees within the automotive industry. And then in 2021, there was 954,000 employees. So which says there was the decline in the number of employees. But there's one caveat to that, is the 2008 financial recession really skews the data. So it's best to look at 2009 going forward, where we can see that robots were put into place and we can see how employee growth actually occurred. Because from 2009 to 2021, the number of employees within the automotive industry grew by 51%. And the reason is that the automotive industry brought in robots, but they were called cobots, collaborative robots, that humans were helping with the robots and the automation because humans can decipher data in different ways than computers can. And they worked collaboratively together. And so the automotive industry shows us that the number of employees didn't actually decrease because of the use of automation and robotics. It actually increased. It created more specialized jobs. It changed what people were doing in the industry because of the robots. Now, let's move over to the healthcare industry. And the healthcare industry has robotic arms that help surgeons within surgeries. Now, this trend hasn't caught on as much as maybe robotics or cobots within the automotive industry, but there's this really great study that we found that looked at surgeries from 2000 to 2013. It was over 1.7 million surgeries that utilize these robotic arms. And what I was looking for in this research was, how effective were they? Were they more effective or less effective than a regular surgeon? And what we found was that through this research, in these situations where robotic arms were utilized, there was adverse events less than 0.6% of the time. That's less than 1% of the time there was an adverse event when utilizing robotic arms, which shows that the ability and utilization of robotic arms helped surgeries be better performed. And so when you look at these two scenarios and you then think back to how is automation going to impact wealth management, you say, well, in the automotive industry, jobs increased. They changed exactly what they were doing. They were working with the robots alongside of them, collaborating with the technology. And then within healthcare, they were helping the surgeons perform their surgeries more effectively. The robots didn't do the surgery. The robotic arms were maneuvered by the surgeons, but helped them to do it better. And that's what I see as the benefit of automation within wealth management. It's It's not going to replace people. It's going to elevate people to doing more sophisticated work that is more needed by and able to be done by humans. And it's going to allow advisors to be even better at their jobs, helping guide their clients to meet their financial plans and financial goals even more effectively than we are today. Automation is something that should be adopted. We shouldn't be afraid of it. It's something that can change the way that we do business in a positive way. And we've seen that from historical references like the automotive industry and the healthcare industry. So for those that are fearful of automation, take a step back, take a deep breath, and find a way to have automation help you help your clients in a more effective and efficient way. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to this channel now to continue to get alerts on all the new content that we're putting out. And if you want more written and podcast and video content, head on over to mattreiner.com. That's MATTREINER.com.